Imagine waking up one morning to find the sky fading. Not the gentle blush of dawn, but a slow, inexorable dimming, as if a celestial hand were turning down the sun. The familiar blue canopy, our planet's signature, begins to thin and wash out, replaced by a strange, bruised purple at the edges of the world. This isn't an eclipse. This is something far more fundamental. This is the sky itself, unraveling. As the day wears on, a chilling silence descends. The air around you, the very medium that carries birdsong and whispers, is thinning. Sounds become muffled, distant. You take a breath, and it feels shallow, unsatisfying, like trying to drink from an empty cup. A strange, high-altitude cold begins to seep into the world, a cold that has nothing to do with weather and everything to do with the vacuum of space drawing closer. On the coasts, a new horror unfolds. With the atmospheric pressure plummeting, the oceans, the cradle of life, begin to boil. Not from heat, but from the sheer physics of their protective blanket being stripped away. The seas heave and roar, releasing colossal clouds of steam into a sky that can no longer contain them. Every breath feels heavier until there's none left. The struggle for oxygen becomes a desperate, silent battle fought by every living creature on the planet. The life-giving gas that powers our cells becomes the rarest, most precious commodity. Soon, the air is too thin to sustain consciousness. The world fades to black, not just the sky, but everything. A planetary suffocation. This isn't a scene from a distant alien world. This is a ghost story from our own past. What if I told you this almost happened? Not to another planet, but to our own. Billions of years ago, long before the first flicker of complex life, our world was a survivor, fighting a cosmic war to simply hold on to its breath. It endured catastrophes so violent they could have sterilized the planet, stripping it bare and leaving it a barren rock like Mars or Mercury. There was a time when our world stood on the very edge of destruction, when Earth nearly lost its entire atmosphere. This is the story of that near miss. It's the story of how our planet was almost silenced forever, and the incredible series of events that allowed it to cling to its precious, life-sustaining shield. This is the story of the air you are breathing right now. "4 billion years ago, the young Earth was a world of fire. No forests, no oceans, just molten rock and chaos. Volcanoes erupted endlessly, releasing carbon dioxide, methane, and steam. This formed Earth's first atmosphere, dense, toxic, and fragile. But this newborn sky was about to be destroyed. In the chaotic youth of our solar system, the space between planets was a cosmic shooting gallery. For the young Earth still cooling from its violent birth, the greatest threat was yet to come. It had a name, Theia, a rogue protoplanet, roughly the size of Mars, on a collision course with destiny. This is not science fiction. It is the leading scientific explanation for the existence of our moon, a theory known as the giant impact hypothesis. Theia wasn't just a random rock. It was a world in its own right, and its final act would reshape our own. The impact was not head-on, but a cataclysmic glancing blow. The energy unleashed is beyond human comprehension, equivalent to trillions of nuclear bombs detonating at once. In an instant, temperatures at the point of impact soared beyond 6,000 degrees Celsius, hotter than the surface of the sun. This wasn't merely a collision, it was an act of planetary liquefaction. Both Theia and a huge portion of Earth's mantle were vaporized. Solid rock became a superheated gas. Billions of tons of incandescent debris, a mixture of both worlds, were blasted into orbit, forming a searing, chaotic ring around our mutilated planet. Earth's very surface was transformed into a global ocean of magma, a hellscape glowing in the darkness of space. The world that had existed moments before was gone, melted and reformed in a crucible of unimaginable violence. Yet, from this inferno of destruction, an act of creation began. Gravity, the timeless architect of the cosmos, went to work on the orbiting debris. Over what may have been just a few thousand years, a blink of an eye in cosmic time, the ring of vapor and molten rock began to coalesce. Clumps gathered, growing larger, their gravitational pull sweeping the ring clean. From the wreckage of two worlds, a new celestial body was born, our moon. But the price for our new companion was nearly the planet itself. The sheer force of the impact and the subsequent heat had a devastating effect on Earth's fragile, primitive atmosphere. It was blasted away, stripped from the planet like a flimsy veil in a hurricane. What little remained was then exposed to the harsh solar wind, which scoured the planet of its remaining gases. For a time, our world was rendered silent and airless. A barren, glowing sphere, naked and exposed to the vacuum of space. The life-giving blanket that had taken millions of years to accumulate was gone in a flash. Earth had survived its most violent day, but it was a Pyrrhic victory. It was now a sterile, airless rock. If our planet's gravity had been just a little weaker, or the impact slightly different, Earth might have remained this way forever, a silent twin to our newly formed moon. The story of our atmosphere could have ended here, but Earth's journey as a living world was just beginning its most arduous chapter: recovery. But Earth refused to die. Volcanoes erupted once again, releasing new gases: carbon dioxide, nitrogen, water vapor. A new atmosphere began to form. Rain fell for thousands of years, cooling the world. Oceans filled the basins of our planet. Those oceans became the cradle of chemistry, and eventually the birthplace of life. But our sun was young and violent. It unleashed intense solar winds that could strip a planet bare. Mars couldn't survive. It lost its magnetic field, and its air was torn away. For a while, Earth faced the same danger. Solar radiation blasted the upper atmosphere, tearing molecules apart and letting hydrogen escape into space. But deep beneath our feet, something incredible was happening. Earth's molten iron core was spinning, creating an invisible magnetic field. This magnetic shield deflected deadly solar winds, keeping our atmosphere safe. Without it, Earth would have ended up like Mars, lifeless and exposed. This was our planet's armor, our second chance at survival. Then came life that changed everything. Tiny microbes learned to use sunlight, releasing oxygen as waste. At first, oxygen was poison to early organisms, but it slowly transformed the atmosphere into something new, something breathable. The sky turned blue. The air became alive. Earth had not only survived, it had evolved. Take a deep breath. Feel the air fill your lungs. It's an act so simple, so automatic, we rarely give it a second thought. We are born into this ocean of air, and we move through it every moment of our lives, assuming it will always be here. But the next time you look up at the vast blue sky, remember this: the air you breathe is not a gift. It was not given. It was earned. It's a survivor. A tenacious, battered, and astonishingly resilient entity that has clung to this rock for billions of years against impossible odds. Our planet's story is written not just in its rocks and oceans, but in the very composition of its sky. And it is a story of near death and miraculous rebirth. From its very beginning, Earth has had to fight for its breath. The first atmosphere, a toxic blend of hydrogen and helium captured from the solar nebula, was scoured away by the fierce winds of a young, violent sun. A second atmosphere was then painstakingly built, belched from the molten heart of the planet itself, a thick, suffocating blanket of carbon dioxide and water vapor. But even that was not safe. A cosmic collision of unimaginable scale nearly ended the story before it truly began. A rogue planet slammed into our world, vaporizing oceans, melting the crust, and blasting the majority of our atmosphere into the void. In the aftermath of this planetary catastrophe, Earth was left naked and silent. Even as it recovered, the onslaught continued. Relentless solar storms, far more powerful than any we see today, sought to strip away the fragile new air molecule by molecule. We only need to look at our neighbor, Mars, a frozen desert that lost its own atmospheric battle, to see the fate that could have been ours. The threats came from within, too. The planet plunged into global ice ages that nearly suffocated it in frost. Life itself turned against the sky, as the first photosynthetic microbes pumped out a new, corrosive gas, oxygen, triggering a planetary crisis. Yet somehow, through it all, this fragile blue world endured. Every breath you take is a testament to that survival. It is part of a story 4.5 billion years in the making, a chain of cosmic luck and geological fortitude that allowed this thin, precious layer of gas to form, to hold, and to evolve into the air that gives us life. This is the story of when Earth nearly lost its atmosphere. Thank you for watching. If this story fascinated you, hit like, share, and subscribe for more tales from our planet's hidden past. This is Extinct Earth, where the past reveals the fragile beauty of our future.